ladies singles 501 final. Andrea Taylor taking on Stacey Tullock in this one. William Stuart alongside me once again is going to be Nick Dichiria. Nick, what do you think? We've had a good day of coverage here, and now we are underway with Andrea and Stacey for this good battle. Stacey just coming out on top of Paula Murphy, which is really good. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, first off, always excited to watch the ladies play. It is always a pleasure, and the fact that we're getting the final here, exciting stuff. And I'm gonna say my hot take right here is simply the fact that I favor Stacey in this. Andrea has been playing phenomenal, but had fallen off a lot in the last match. And if she keeps that regression and kind of stays at the standard she was in her semifinal, I think Stacey can take advantage of this. And if Stacey can press her a little bit, it could go her favor very quickly. Vice versa, Andrea, if she's able to just go ahead and get back to the form she had earlier, I think both these players will go the full distance. So I'm excited to see how this develops. I love seeing these ladies throw.
Yeah, I was out there just for a second, and Andrea was behind me, and just kind of nonchalant. I don't want to give anybody, helpful hints or whatever during it, but I said, just settle down a little bit, Andrea. She goes, yeah, I think I'm pushing it a little bit. I said, you think? You need to just calm down and let the dart release out of your hand, girl. You know what you're doing. She goes, you're right. I said, yeah, just do your thing and you'll be all right. Now, Stacey, that was a great win over Paula, so that's a little confidence going into this one. So we'll see if that produces some triples for her.
So what I'm hearing is Will gave illegal coaching as supposed to be a non-biased entity. So that's actually a forfeit on Will Stewart, not on Taylor, just on Will.
Oh my goodness.
Well, what I love here from Tullock is the fact that she is going into this, and she had that little hop celebration. As you could tell that she was very well aware of how big of a win her previous match was, and I was there's always that worry, right? Of like, will there be the adrenaline dump? Will you still be kind of caught up with the emotions of it all? And it seems like that's not the case here, and she's still playing at a perfectly fine standard.
Into the triple with the first start is Andrea. Yeah, great 1-2-5.
Good stuff there to get herself back out in front here. So 2-7-6, going to try to set up if she can. Would have needed a 2 treble combination there. Not going to be able to do so. So Andrea is going to be ahead now.
Possibly up to this round, though. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Only 45, so is it an advantage, or can Stacey take it away? 65 or better. Granted, there's some spots you don't want to hit in there as well, but at least 65. Bowl here.
Yeah, you see, she'd even look at the bowl, and you have to give yourself the opportunity, knowing that your opponent is going to 90% chance that they're going to be on an out if they're sitting at 184 after this turn. You got to take those opportunities to set yourself up and treat yourself kindly. Worst case scenario, you're still shooting at the 20s for the first 2 darts regardless.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll see what she can do with this 175 with Andrea now on 84 after a good round.
Tried to use that to her advantage there, but fortunately just kind of fell a little bit to the left. So 45 there gets her to that 130 combo out. 84 is going to be luck here. Trip trying for double 12.
Just underneath.
64 over to the 16s, and now a single 16 to leave 32 is going to be her setup shot. Does so.
But possibility for Stacey to steal this away here. So should Andrea went 14 bowl there is the question. We'll find out here in just a second. She won't get a look, so no harm, no foul. Sets up the 32. Got a question of, wasn't Andrea in Syracuse last week? She's doing some serious traveling. Yeah, she wants to be at the top of the ADO rankings again. So she's making those treks around the country, trying to add up those ranking points, and she's one step closer to a first place title and some hefty ranking points. We'll see.
Yeah, those points are ever so coveted as you see the different tournament circuits, especially the ADO, doing well with gauging these players. And really, you and I have talked about it, but compared to 5-10 years ago, don't get me wrong, the game has gotten better. Averages and standards have gotten higher, but also documentation of those averages and standards, and having organizations like the ADO there and doing that helps out a lot when charting these players and helping to see who's going to be on the radar and who's going to be the top of the cream of the crop. There we go. Struggled there for a second.
All right, opportunity for Stacey here. Just going to have to break throw and make this 1-1 to force the decider.
I mean, Tullock was definitely in the running that last leg there, and just kind of when she got to the setup range, started to stagnate a little bit. But I mean, she really does have the game. It's really just on her bringing it and continuing to show it. Is unfortunately for her, Andrea Taylor right now really feeling it and getting back into that standard of which we've been seeing her up until the semifinals.
Great first.
And what 81 there scored, so Taylor behind a little bit. Now going to try to close that distance. This is not going to be the turn to do that. So huge opening now for Stacey as she's already pulled herself out in front against the throw and has the opportunity to continue to dig away.
See what kind of number she can capitalize on here. What is that noise?
Right on the wire there for that last start.
1 second.
Dig in chat saying, I would love America and Canada to find a Lisa Ashton, Fallon Sherrick, or Bo Greaves. It would do a lot for the game. Listen, there's already a lot of female talents, but you're right. Someone with that level of name value and that shock value would be an amazing find. But I do think those players already exist, and it's about getting them to continue to play at these high level of standards and to travel to these competitions and really show, because the females game is growing double fast. You think the darts in general is growing? I think the females portion is growing double fast comparatively. It is exciting to see the possibilities of who's going to be the next, for at least the American side of things, who's going to be the next Stacey Bromberg, you know?
Good point to that. I think, having the Fallon, the Dita Hedman at the Las Vegas Open, and these ladies being able to participate and see that and play against them could potentially push us into that next tier for our ladies game here in the States, and possibly see more of those 70 averages rather than the 60 to 65 averages. That's the first step, and then we go up from there. There's no denying we're just a touch behind on both sides of the street. We do have some upper echelon players for the men's side that are doing us well, and we're getting there. But we'll see what happens in 5 years. We'll be saying something different.
Exactly.
Big ton.
And that is a huge ton there. Yeah, it's so hard to tell with the with what words going of like who is going to be the next level, what's going to be that jump. I mean, up until when Danny Baggish got his PDC tour card, I mean, USA didn't even have a tour card holder for 10-20 year period almost.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Great shot for Stacey there, setting herself up with tops, unless Andrea can take out this 1-4-4.
Just going to have to continue to dig away here. Not going to be able to take it out. Wow, what a last start there. does drill it in. So does set herself on 44 to put the pressure on Stacey. Stacey knows this has to go.
1,000%. Take just a second. We'll zoom in on that 20 segment, and right away she capitalizes. What a shot. We go 1-1 here.
Yeah, so they're going to go ahead and get this diddle underway. Tiebreaker scenario for the women's final. Both of the girls averaging near the same. This could go any way here. This diddle's so important.
Nice to see Sandy stepping up there and jocking duties.
Yeah, certainly love it when players go up and volunteer to chalk. Certainly the ladies deserve it, and glad to see it.
What a shimmy there from Andrea. Stacey says, I give you the floor.
After you.
Right,
here we go.
Last leg decider, folks, for the title. Andrea Taylor, Stacey Tullock, who's going to be our champion.
It's honestly, in this, with how close they have been in every single leg here, it's just going to come down. It sounds a little silly, but to who can just settle their nerves enough to hit that winning double, because I think they're both going to get opportunities for it.
Good recovery.
Great.
That last dart.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's needed in the sense that it gives yourself that confidence, saying, hey, I'm throwing just fine. I just had to dial it in, and I'm going to keep pushing through here. Yeah. Seen some talk about having darts academies. That's the other thing, is the USA is just so wide and large. It is ridiculously big. So that's what makes it so the community's so much more spread out, even though there's a big population of darters.
The disadvantage, too, is the amount of recreational sports we have for youth. Darts is not even on the checklist when you think about it. Baseball, football, hockey. Racing these days is getting big. There's so many sports that we participate in rather than overseas in the UK and in Europe. It's football, soccer is the main one there, and then you got a different type of cricket, rugby. But darts is a mainstay. Yeah. Well, Andrea out in front here in this one. Produces the 60 to leave 188. At least 2 triples needed for Stacey here.
Yeah, she's lagging a little bit behind here. At first, it's going to be a little bit awkward for her the way it's tilted up. Yeah, she kind of overcompensated. Even if it's subconscious, she threw that second dart way higher because she knew that she kind of had to get over it. Does correct on the third and throws it more similar to the first. But Taylor can really make this hurt right now.
She doesn't do that, but still she's got a little bit of time. Pinning a 125 from Stacey.
So 1-4-3 does not have to go. She's just going to continue to try to tee up here, apply pressure. Stacey doesn't seem like she's going to crack by any means, but she's very well aware she needs 6 really good darts right here. She needs a good setup and a good execution on that setup.
Stacey, the last time she attempted this, just stayed on the 20s. You got to go bull. And once again, she just hangs right there and kind of says, I know it seems like an impossible task for that big fish, but you can't take it out unless you have an opportunity. You know?
Yeah, you're gonna miss 100% of the shots you don't take is the adage there. It's also one of those things where you sometimes you don't realize you're doing that until you watch back the tape and you're like, yeah, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Why am I doing that?
That's the reality. Maybe that hasn't been presented to her. Maybe she hasn't been put in that position where she has that. But then again, it could be wrong.
72 no gimme, but a good setup there for Taylor. So Tullock gonna have to leave it out now. Gonna want to leave a good one. That will help a lot. One more good dart here. Oh, what a shot!
Big shots. A 137 to set herself up with 38. Although it's not the ideal look, it's a look, and it adds a lot of pressure for Andrea. 216s for tops. Oh, she goes double. Ooh, that's 60. That's 48. Sorry, I about to say 64. That was dumb. 48 on the board.
Oh, she doesn't get it. So now Stacey, out of nowhere, hits the 137. Now has 3 darts to win the match and the final here. Gonna work her way up.
She
Is that
splits.
split?
I think if you're going to do it, you do it first dart, but
Exactly.
either way, goes back to Taylor for double 12.
To the 6s. It doesn't get it, so opportunity handed back over. Stacey on a little bit of a bogey now on 25, so she's going to have to go for that 9 double 8 type setup, 5 for double 10. This is going to be an important dart right here. Does get the 9, just barely clipping the wire. Can she win it here? Over to the 4s.
Wow. And look who the one who has her hands up. It's Andrea Taylor.
Oh, you absolutely love to see that there. And you love to see the sportsmanship, the respect, and the love between the ladies. And a big win for Stacey, and a player that I'm glad I put on my radar all those months ago because she is doing some great stuff. Of course, shout out as well to Sandy for chalking. But that was a good final. That, like I said, it's about who hits the winning double there because I knew they were both going to get shots that was bound to give them both opportunities with how well they were both playing.